What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thanks for tuning into Stock Essentials. Today we're going to be going over Bitcoin. What exactly should we do with Bitcoin? Should you invest in Bitcoin at this price point? It's down almost 50% from its all-time highs, and we will be going over whether it's a buy at this price point at $38,000, which is a pretty big price point considering just a year ago it was less than $10,000. So first of all, Cathie Wood of ARK Invest actually made a huge position into a Bitcoin trust company. So we can see here, ARKW, they added 500,000 shares of GBTC, which is an off-market stock. So you can't really find that on Robinhood. But Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, they put in around $16 million into this company. And what they do is they actually have a bunch of investors pledge money to the fund. And then they use that huge fund to buy up huge amounts of Bitcoin. So people invest in this company for them to invest in Bitcoin, basically. So ARK Invest put a huge amount of money into this company. And if you don't want to invest in Bitcoin directly, there's other ways. You could do, for example, Riot Blockchain, which is a company that mines Bitcoins. They have all these computers mining Bitcoin, and it's following relatively close towards the price of Bitcoin. You could also invest in Coinbase. Coinbase has seen a pretty big drawback over the past month, so it could be a pretty good investment for your portfolio, which Coinbase is a cryptocurrency brokerage pretty much. So at $225, it's all-time lows. Could be a pretty good pickup if you are willing to hold it for the long term. So back to Bitcoin. Should you invest in Bitcoin? Well, investing in cryptocurrency, it's pretty desirable because it's pretty reliable for the long term. Because unlike money, most currencies such as Bitcoin, they have a limited supply, so they can't really be inflated, and that's the appeal towards Bitcoin because it always retains value, as there is only a finite supply of Bitcoin, and also every 4 years, like we can see this huge run up for cryptocurrencies, just like in 4 years ago, in December of 2017, we saw Bitcoin run up to highs of $19,000 when it was only just a few $100s, which is pretty insane run up. Obviously, it did pull back, but it remained steady around a few $1,000s. And then 4 years later, we have this huge bull run for Bitcoin. Absolutely killing it with these returns. If you invested in Bitcoin 5 years ago, you're up over 13,000%, which is pretty nuts. But back to the bull run being explained, Bitcoin is less vulnerable to inflation because of the way it keeps its supply line finite, as we mentioned earlier. And every 4 years, we have this bull run because there's a process known as the Bitcoin halving, which occurs. So the reward is given to Bitcoin miners for processing transactions, drops by half, lowering the supply coming online. The last halving was, of course, a few months ago when we saw this huge run up. And then the last one was 4 years ago when we saw December 2017, this huge run up. So they're keeping their supply line pretty finite. And instead of inflating the supply, they're actually reducing it. So it makes your Bitcoin even more valuable. So with this knowledge, should you invest in Bitcoin right now? I think Bitcoin is due for a pullback, just like what happened in 2017. It had a pretty steep decline. But every 4 years, something like this is going to happen. A huge run up with some minor pullbacks, steady consolidation throughout the remaining years, and then we can see another huge gap up. So Bitcoin now, it could be close to the bottom, could pull back, but what we know for sure is in 4 years from now, Bitcoin is going to absolutely skyrocket due to the Bitcoin halving. So my strategy, if I were to get into Bitcoin, is I would continue to dollar cost average into it rather than putting all your money into Bitcoin at $38,000. We're going to be slowly adding small amounts of money every few months, basically dollar cost averaging, and make sure that we don't put all our money all in at once. So that's my take on Bitcoin. I think that cryptocurrency is a great investment. I am going to start slowly investing in Bitcoin. Maybe I will do blockchain or Coinbase shares as well. But Bitcoin sounds like something that is very promising, as well as other cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, and thanks for watching.